Welcome back to Real Confession Stories, where we unveil another enthralling narrative of desire and unforeseen entanglements. If you find pleasure in these tantalizing tales, be sure to subscribe to our channel. I'm Vanessa, a 42-year-old stepmother who never imagined I would found myself in an unexpected and emotional dilemma. My husband William, a man of ambition and success, often finds himself tethered to his phone, lost in the demands of his work. Though I admire his unwavering commitment, it frequently casts me into shadows of solitude, stirring a longing for connection that feels both thrilling and forbidden. As the days melted into weeks, a deep yearning for connection and closeness enveloped me, an ache for the tender affection that had gradually slipped away from our bond. I frequently pondered ways to reignite the passion that once set my world ablaze. The nights grew increasingly desolate as I listened to William's footsteps fade into the shadows of his study, leaving me enveloped in the haunting silence of our once passionate abode. I longed for meaningful companionship, a connection that could bring warmth to my life. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, allowing me to weave more captivating true tales for you. And do stay with me until the very end of this video, as the unfolding story promises to be irresistibly intriguing. My mind drifted to my stepson, Jason, a striking 24-year-old who had just returned home after completing his college journey. Jason had always exuded a charm that was both respectful and polite. Yet beneath the surface, I noticed a growing sense of familiarity between us, an unexpected closeness. He had transformed into an alluring young man, and I couldn't help but steal furtive glances at him, my heart quickening each time our gazes intertwined. Though I understood the boundaries that should not be crossed, the more I tried to suppress my emotions, the more they surged within me, demanding to be acknowledged. One sultry afternoon, after an endless day spent yearning for William's return, I decided to dress in something comfortable, seeking a moment of self-care. As I reached for the silk robe, my gaze fell upon my reflection in the mirror, stirring a sense of intrigue within me. I let out a soft sigh, longing for the moments when I was enveloped in the warmth of desire, feeling undeniably beautiful. I slipped into the bedroom, allowing my mind to wander through the tantalizing possibilities that lay ahead, when the soft creak of the door interrupted my reverie. It was Jason, making his unexpected entrance into the familiar space, stirring emotions long kept at bay. "Hey, Vanessa," he murmured, a playful smile dancing on his lips, hinting at secrets shared in the shadows. My heart raced as I hastily wrapped my robe around me, but the moment had already slipped through my fingers. Jason's gaze lingered, a flicker of surprise dancing in his eyes as he absorbed the sight of me. "Apologies, I didn't intend to intrude," he murmured, his eyes lingering on me just a heartbeat longer than appropriate. "It's perfectly all right," I replied, attempting to maintain my composure. I was merely in the midst of changing. A warm flush began to rise, painting my cheeks with a delicate hue. We lingered in a charged silence, the atmosphere heavy with unvoiced desires. An undeniable tension hung in the air, a charged connection that beckoned us closer, impossible to resist. Jason shifted his weight from one foot to the other, his gaze lingering on me, a silent battle of thoughts playing out behind his eyes. I think I should be leaving now," he finally murmured, taking a hesitant step back toward the door. "Wait," I breathed, my voice a soft, trembling murmur. "Stay a while longer. Our conversation has just begun." He lingered, his eyes probing the depths of my soul. The yearning simmering just below the surface was intoxicating, and I realized I had to embrace the risk. "Jason, there's been a lingering sense of solitude enveloping me as of late. The absence of William weighs heavily on my heart, leaving a void that is both profound and unsettling. It seems we've yet to explore the depths of our connection, a tantalizing possibility lingering between us." "I understand," he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper. His constant busyness has created an unusual distance between us. I inhaled deeply, a surge of daring coursing through me. Imagine if we stole away some moments, just the two of us, away from the world. To my astonishment, a slow smile unfurled on his lips, igniting a spark of something forbidden between us. I would find that quite delightful. Compelled by an unspoken connection, I moved nearer to him, the distance between us diminishing until we were mere inches apart, the air thick with unacknowledged desire. A sense of familiarity surrounded us, as if we had always understood each other. Jason, I feel compelled to share my truth with you. I've found myself lost in thoughts of you far more than is proper, I admitted, gazing deeply into his eyes. Me too, he confessed, drawing nearer, a thrilling tension palpable in his voice. In that fleeting moment, all my apprehensions dissolved and I drew closer. A moment of closeness between us lingered, sparking deep emotions. A brief moment of warmth passed between us, reminding me of the depth of our bond. His hands traced the curve of my waist, drawing me nearer as we surrendered to the intoxicating pull between us. I pulled away from the kiss, my breath coming in quick, heated gasps, a thrill coursing through me. This feels so forbidden, I whispered, my heart pounding with excitement. Perhaps, he murmured, his voice thick with longing. Yet, it feels undeniably perfect. A shared moment of understanding passed between us, deepening the connection we had built over time. The kiss deepened, igniting a fire between us, his hands roaming my back as I melted into him. The warmth emanating from his body enveloped me, and each caress ignited a thrilling shiver that danced along my spine. As we separated, I gazed into his eyes, witnessing the intoxicating blend of thrill and trepidation mirrored in his gaze. Is this truly happening between us? I murmured softly, my breath hitching in my throat. Indeed, he declared with unwavering conviction. My desire for you, Vanessa, is undeniable. My desire for you has lingered in the shadows for far too long. With those words, a daring spark ignited within me. I hesitated for a moment, then entwined my fingers with his, guiding him toward the bed with a sense of anticipation. The moment enveloped me in a dreamlike haze, and I found myself yearning to surrender to its allure. As we perched on the edge of the bed, I drew nearer, our lips colliding with an intensity that spoke of unspoken desires. This time, Jason's hands wandered over my body, tracing every curve as I surrendered to his caress. The tension simmered between us, kindling a desire that had long lain dormant, awakening a passion I thought was lost to time. As my fingers glided over his jawline, the smoldering desire in his eyes ignited a thrilling tension between us. Let us not restrain ourselves, I whispered, a thrill coursing through me, ignited by my own daring spirit. With a subtle inclination of his head, he drew closer once more, capturing my lips in a passionate embrace. His body pressed against mine, radiating warmth and an undeniable desire. I rested my hand on his shoulder, a quiet moment of reassurance passing between us. The desire for something deeper ignited a thrilling spark within me. With a deliberate grace, I guided him back onto the bed, positioning myself above him as our lips met in a fervent embrace. He gazed up at me, his eyes shimmering with a blend of astonishment and thrill. I never anticipated this moment, he whispered, his hands firmly holding my hips. Neither did I replied, my voice a soft whisper laced with allure. Yet the allure is simply too intoxicating to resist at this moment. As our lips met in a lingering kiss, I sensed his every reaction to my caress. Our bodies entwined in a rhythm that felt both exhilarating and forbidden. I began to gently slip my hands beneath his shirt, tracing the contours of his sculpted abdomen, savoring the warmth radiating from his skin. He released a low, sultry groan, and the sound coursed through me, igniting a thrill that danced along my spine. "Oh, Vanessa, you take my breath away," he murmured, his hands finding their way to my back, drawing me nearer as I pressed against him. The way he gazed at me ignited a fire within, the longing in his eyes wrapping around my heart like a forbidden secret, empowering my very being. "I yearn to embrace you," I murmured, my voice heavy with desire. "Then let us not linger any longer," he murmured, his fingers deftly tracing the edge of my robe, parting it slowly as I inhaled sharply, feeling the thrill of vulnerability wash over me. "You're exquisite," he whispered, drawing closer to press his lips against my collarbone, kindling a flame deep within me. A feeling of deep trust settled over me as we shared this personal conversation. His hands explored my body with a fervor that awakened every hidden desire as his lips trailed down my neck, unleashing a torrent of exquisite sensations that enveloped me completely. A gentle sigh escaped my lips as I arched my back, surrendering to the warmth of his kisses that danced along my skin. "More," I implored, my body yearning for the warmth of his caress. With a surge of confidence, Jason sat up, his hands gently holding my waist as he guided our movements, creating a moment filled with unspoken intensity. His gaze glimmered with a tantalizing blend of mischief and longing as he drew closer, claiming my lips with an intensity that ignited a forbidden thrill. His presence enveloped me, a tantalizing pressure that sent shivers down my spine, igniting a spark of forbidden desire in every fleeting second. I reached out, feeling a surge of emotion as I grasped the depth of our connection, overwhelmed by the intensity of the moment. As he savored the moment, soft moans escaped his lips, igniting a deeper longing within me. We became entwined, the outside world dissolving as we delved into our deepest longings. A heartfelt conversation filled the air as we expressed emotions we had never spoken aloud before. As we entwined in each other's embrace, a wave of liberation washed over me, a sensation I hadn't savored in what felt like an eternity. I wanted to understand him better, to see beyond the surface and into his true thoughts. Our bodies entwined in a dance of exquisite tension, kindling a flame that enveloped us entirely. As the conversation continued, we found comfort in the moment, appreciating the connection we had built. I gazed into Jason's eyes, a wave of joy and thrill washing over me, a sensation I had long forgotten. Just as I began to surrender to the moment, the doorbell chimed once more, shattering my blissful reverie. "What was that, my dear?" I inquired, my heart pounding as the weight of our circumstances enveloped me. "It must be your husband," Jason murmured, his gaze filled with a mix of urgency and unspoken tension. William was meant to be away for hours, leaving the air thick with unspoken possibilities. "I can hardly fathom this," I murmured as we hurried to compose ourselves and appear presentable once more. As we finally achieved a semblance of elegance, William's voice echoed softly from the hallway, stirring a mix of anticipation and intrigue. "Vanessa, are you there, my dear?" His voice rang out, laced with an alluring cheerfulness that hinted at something deeper beneath the surface. In the dim light of the bedroom, I called out softly, my heart racing as I caught a glimpse of Jason, his expression mirroring the flustered excitement that coursed through me. "Hush now," I breathed softly, urgency lacing my words. Jason nodded with urgency, retreating into the shadows of the closet just as William stepped through the door. A smile danced on William's lips as his gaze fell upon me, igniting a spark of unspoken tension in the air. "I never expected to find you here. How did your day unfold?" William entered, a knowing smile playing on his lips as his gaze found me. "I never expected to find you here. How did your day unfold?" He inched nearer, his gaze intense and filled with unspoken desire. "Simply unwinding," I responded, mustering a smile while striving to maintain an air of normalcy. "How did yours unfold?" I inquired, attempting to maintain an air of nonchalance. Engulfed in his thoughts, he exhaled deeply, a hint of longing in his voice. Yet, I found myself yearning for a pause, a moment to indulge in your company. I nodded, a thrilling blend of guilt and excitement coursing through me. The atmosphere was filled with an indescribable feeling, a quiet familiarity reminiscent of the moments we shared. I forced myself to set aside those lingering thoughts as I attempted to connect with William, who appeared blissfully unaware of the charged atmosphere enveloping us. As the evening deepened, William and I found ourselves nestled on the couch, our conversation weaving between light-hearted banter and lingering glances that hinted at something more forbidden. Yet, my thoughts continually drifted back to Jason and the intoxicating spark that had just ignited between us. My heart quickened at the mere thought, kindling a forbidden flame within me that demanded to be acknowledged. A few days later, as William ventured out for yet another late-night meeting, I found myself alone once more, my mind swirling with the intoxicating memories of our last encounter. The longing for that intoxicating thrill of desire, the sensation of truly being alive, had eluded me for far too long. I chose to indulge in a long, soothing bath, seeking solace in the warm embrace of the water, yearning for a moment of tranquility to quiet the whirlwind of my thoughts. I ignited a few candles, their flickering flames casting shadows in the dim light, and filled the tub with warm water, allowing the steam to wrap around me like a lover's embrace as I surrendered to the soothing warmth. As I lay there, my thoughts drifted to Jason, recalling the warmth of his presence and the closeness we had shared in our moments together. It was utterly captivating. A wave of warmth enveloped me at the thought, igniting a longing to be in his presence once more. At that moment, a gentle knock echoed through the stillness of the room. My heart raced as I hastily secured a towel around my body, the anticipation thick in the air, before I opened the door to reveal Jason, his playful smirk igniting a spark of something forbidden within me. "Hey," he murmured, a glimmer of mischief dancing in his eyes. "I trust I'm not intruding upon a moment meant for intimacy." "Not at all," I replied, my heart racing at the thrill of his unexpected arrival. "Step inside." As he entered the bathroom, a thrill coursed through me at the thought of his proximity once more. I had just slipped into the warm embrace of the bath, my voice barely above a whisper, as I attempted to mask the flutter of nerves within me. "It appears quite alluring," he remarked, his eyes tracing my silhouette as I rested against the doorframe. "Would you mind if I slipped into your company?" For a fleeting moment, I paused, my heart pounding at the mere idea of being near him once more. Yet the intoxicating allure was impossible to deny. Of course, why not indulge in a little adventure? With a swift motion, Jason entered the bathroom, the door clicking shut with a sense of finality. The air was filled with an unspoken understanding as we continued our conversation. My breath caught in my throat as he unveiled his sculpted physique. Every fiber of my being yearned to reach out, to delve into the warmth that enveloped him. As he eased himself into the tub beside me, the warm water enveloped us, crafting a cocoon of closeness that felt both thrilling and forbidden. We shared furtive glances, a silent acknowledgement of the tension that hung between us, before our lips met in a passionate embrace. The water danced around us as I surrendered to him, his hands gripping my waist, drawing me nearer while I wove my fingers through his hair. We continued to exchange heartfelt thoughts, deepening our emotional connection. The heat of his body pressed against mine sent a thrilling spark coursing through my veins. "You're even more enchanting than I recall," Jason murmured softly against my lips, his breath a tantalizing warmth on my skin. A smile graced my lips, a warm flutter of flattery washing over me. "Each conversation revealed new aspects of your personality, making me appreciate you even more." With a surge of boldness, I leaned him back against the tub, straddling him as I pressed my body against his, the air thick with unspoken desires. The water danced around us, yet I found myself entranced by the warmth of his skin brushing against mine. My fingers glided down his chest, savoring the warmth and strength of his muscles beneath my caress. Vanessa, he whispered, his voice heavy with desire. Your ignorance of my longing for this is almost charming. Show me, I murmured, my voice dripping with desire as I leaned in for another kiss, the air thick with unspoken longing. This moment was charged with intensity, our bodies entwined as the water enveloped us, fading into a dreamlike haze. His presence offered a sense of comfort and familiarity, reminding me of how much we had shared. The intoxicating proximity to him sent delightful shivers coursing through me, awakening every hidden desire within. I reclined just enough, granting him the opportunity to explore my neck with his kisses, relishing the intoxicating warmth of his lips on my skin. Oh, Jason sighed, his hands cradling my face, his thumbs gliding over my cheeks as he drew me closer for another intoxicating kiss. The intensity between us was undeniable, a magnetic pull that beckoned us to venture deeper into uncharted territory. The water enveloped us, a hazy backdrop to our entwined bodies, as we surrendered to the intoxicating fervor of our connection. My hands wandered across his body, gliding over his shoulders and down his arms as our kiss grew more intense. Every subtle shift sparked an undeniable fire between us, and in that moment, a wave of daring swept over me. I drew back just enough to meet his gaze, a spark of something unspoken lingering between us. Let us explore the depth of this connection, I murmured, my heart quickening at the mere idea. Do you truly believe that? He inquired, his voice heavy with longing. I've never felt such certainty in my life, I replied, my heart racing with a thrilling anticipation. As we intertwined, the warm water enveloped us, heightening the fervor of our unspoken yearnings. We melted into one another, our forms intertwined in a fervent embrace as desire surged between us. Our breaths intertwined, surrendering to the intoxicating delight of our shared moments. As the moments slipped by, we yielded to our deepest cravings, discovering every contour of one another, the heat of our bond intensifying with each shared breath. As the water's warmth began to fade, we gently separated, our eyes locking in a lingering gaze that spoke volumes. A rush of exhilaration coursed through me, awakening a sense of vitality I hadn't known in years. Yet, just as we surrendered to the moment, the unmistakable creak of the front door reverberated through the stillness of the house. Our eyes met, laden with unspoken concerns. William's sanctuary. I gasped, a wave of urgency washing over me. Hurry, we must leave this place, Jason urged, his voice laced with urgency as he climbed out of the tub, water cascading off him like a forbidden secret. We rushed to dry off, slipping into our clothes with a charged atmosphere surrounding us, each movement laced with an unspoken desire as we attempted to appear composed. As I completed the delicate task of arranging my hair, William's voice echoed once more, stirring something deep within me. Vanessa, I've returned, he called out, his voice laced with an intensity that hinted at unspoken desires. We must find a place to conceal ourselves, Jason whispered, his eyes darting toward the door with a sense of urgency. I nodded and we slipped into the closet, our hearts pounding in the silence as we heard William step into the bathroom. In the enveloping shadows, we found ourselves drawn together, our breaths intertwining as we lingered in the charged silence, waiting for the moment to unfold. As William stood at the sink, his hands submerged in the cool water, he remained blissfully unaware of the tempest that had just erupted within the confines of his home. How did your day unfold, Vanessa? He inquired with a nonchalant air. Just unwinding, I responded, my heart racing, as I shared a furtive glance with Jason, the air thick with unspoken tension. After a few charged moments, William emerged from the bathroom, granting us a shared breath of relief as the air shifted with unspoken tension. Wow, that was tantalizingly close, Jason murmured, his gaze filled with a thrilling intensity. I know, I responded, a hint of disbelief lacing my voice as I shook my head slowly. I can hardly fathom what just transpired between us. Before I could utter another word, he drew closer, his lips brushing against mine with a gentle urgency, evoking the intoxicating excitement of our recent encounter. We mustn't halt our journey, he murmured, his tone laced with an intoxicating urgency. This is merely the first chapter of an enticing tale yet to unfold. My heart raced once more, ensnared in the intoxicating allure of our hidden connection and the stark truth of my existence with William. Yet, beneath the surface, I understood that the connection blossoming between Jason and me was an irresistible force, drawing us closer into a world of unspoken desires. I was prepared to surrender to this new chapter, eager to see where it might take us, with all its thrilling uncertainties. As we emerged from the shadows, the atmosphere crackled with an intoxicating blend of anticipation and desire. We both understood that everything had irrevocably changed between us. The allure of the forbidden beckoned, and I found myself eager to plunge further into this unexpected love, regardless of the consequences.